Good evening, it's Chris Potter. It's June 4th, 2017. Sharing an article from theatlantic.com. Astronomers have discovered yet another planet around a nearby star. The picture or graphic above is an artist's impression of the exoplanet LHS 1140b, which orbits a red dwarf star a mere 39 light years away from Earth. I will make sure to put the link below. Let's begin. For more than 3 years, the M-Earth South Observatory, which is a cluster of telescopes in Chile, has stared at distant stars in the night sky, obviously, waiting for a hint of dimming in their brightness. A sign that something, probably a planet, is passing by. So that's the key, the dimming in the brightness. In the fall of 2014, the observatory detected a dip in starlight coming from a red dwarf, only 39 light years away from Earth. Well, unfortunately, nobody noticed. The signal thought to be an imperfection in the data was actually tossed out a year later. Jason Dittman, one of the scientists who work with M-Earth, was experimenting with a new machine learning algorithm on his own time. Excited to test it out, Dittman threw the data from the discovery at that algorithm, told it what to look for, and voila, there it was, a tiny signal from a potential new world. It's just one of those scenarios where I had a shiny new hammer and so everything looked like a nail, Dittman said. And he hit the nail on the head. The source of the signal turned out to be a super Earth, an exoplanet slightly larger than ours, but with a mass 7 times greater, orbiting in the habitable zone of LHS 1140, which is actually a red dwarf star in the constellation of Cetus. The findings, released Thursday, are published in the journal Nature, actually. The planet, again known as LHS 1140b, is a prime target in the search for life in the universe. It orbits 10 times closer to its star than Earth does to the sun, but red dwarfs are cooler and dimmer than stars like the one in the center of our solar system. Its distance from the red dwarf suggests that it could harbor liquid water on its surface. And its density suggests that it's made of iron and rocky silicate materials like Earth is. The planet is probably tidally locked, with one side perpetually facing its star. Now, scientists don't know whether 1140b has an atmosphere, but future technology like the James Webb Space Telescope that launches next year could go and look. Dittman did say that the Webb team has already committed some time to studying the object once the telescope is ready. Here is an artist's depiction of the LHS 1140 system. It's friggin' beautiful. Dittman used an artificial neural network to scan the data of 300 stars. This part was really interesting. An algorithm then classified that data as either noise coming from the atmosphere like wind or a real transit. Dittman said he had to convince his professors at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics to consider a closer look at the signal his algorithm found in the data. Machine learning is usually used for things like making Netflix learn which movies you might like based on what you've watched, or teaching Google to find faces in your photo collections, not planet hunting. But that target looked promising and they decided to go for it. So Dittman and his team turned to a powerful exoplanet hunting instrument at the European South Observatory's La Silla facility in Chile called the HARPS instrument. HARPS detects wobbles in the motion of stars, looking for a gravitational tug-of-war between a star and a potential planet. Using HARPS and more detections from M-Earth, the scientists were able to estimate the mystery object's orbital period, mass, and density. Gosh, wonder who's talked about that before. They predicted that the object's next transit would be the first day of September in 2016. Dittman remembers the frantic night they finally confirmed the planet's existence. 6 telescopes were trained on the red dwarf that night, but the telescopes located on Australia's eastern coast were conveniently, quote-unquote, weathered out. which means their view again was conveniently obscured by clouds and other weather patterns, and the ones in Hawaii were riding out back-to-back hurricanes. The sole telescope that detected that transit that night was run by an amateur astronomer in Australia at an observatory set up in his backyard. The discovery of LHS 1140b comes just months after another big exoplanet find. In February, astronomers announced the discovery of 7 Earth-sized rocky planets orbiting TRAPPIST-1, which is a red dwarf located about 40 light years from Earth. The planets orbit in the system's habitable zone, where temperatures could allow liquid water to pool on their surface. So for Dittman, LHS 1140b also helps him find his next venture. Dittman will also start a new job at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where he'll oversee his own research program and work on NASA's Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite, TESS, which will launch next year to look for transits of more than 200,000 stars. The gig is a relief. When he graduated from Harvard last summer with a PhD in astronomy and astrophysics, poor guy didn't have any luck finding a full-time job. But he has one now. That's cool. This year, however, he added his research on LHS 1140b to his applications, which may have helped. How many people can say they discovered a distant planet on their resume? Thanks for watching and subscribing. Again, I'll put that link below. Take care. Have a good day. I know I say it a lot. Bye for now, boo.